Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I love to knit and crochet. Something I do want to mention before we get started is I just had a blue candy, so if my mouth is blue, that is why. So just FYI, I don't always have blue teeth or a blue mouth, but the candy was delicious and I have no regrets. So today I was able to get to the Spinrite Yarns in Listowel, Ontario. They are closing up soon. That's actually where I lost my corporate job from earlier this year. I was a receptionist for 5 years and I really miss it a lot. And I'm so sad that it's closing. So they are also closing the manufacturing plant and then of course the retail store. So for years and years and years now, they always had an August 10th sale. This year they had it in a big warehouse across the street. And I'm glad they did it that way because it was easier for the staff members and crowd control. Because years past with under the tent, anybody was basically allowed in and like they tried to control as much as they could. But people were bringing in knives and stuff and cutting open the boxes themselves and ruining a lot of the product. And of course it was dangerous with knives and stuff. So I'm glad they did it in the warehouse this year because crowd control, and you basically had to schedule your appointment ahead of time. So my mother-in-law and I, we, gave the store members a bunch of time slots that would work for us. And we were to go today on Monday, August 18th. Yeah, it's the 18th today. So we were first thing in the morning. We were there at 10 a.m. And yeah, it was a great time. So today we are going to go over everything that I bought. Spoiler alert, it is all Bernat blanket yarn. There's a lot of colors that I had never seen before, surprisingly, and I know all of this yarn was shipped up from Washington, North Carolina, which is one of the distribution centers that Spinrite has. Trust me, I know from answering the phones for so many years. And so I think some of these colors might only be available on yarnspirations.com and shipped out of like the US warehouse, but I don't know if they're available on yarnspirations.ca. Not a clue, but I was excited to find some colors I had never seen before. And then of course some familiar favorites. Here's a view of the two bags that we're going to go through together. So the first one that I bought, and I tried not to get anything that was older formula because ew, and it just hurts your hands too much. So this was a nice solid color and I've never seen this color before. It's called Orange Leaf. So I'm hoping that it comes to Yarn Inspirations soon. They did say at the outlet store, like the store manager lady, a good friend of mine now, she had said that all the stuff came up from North Carolina. So from North Carolina to Ontario for the warehouse sale. So I wonder if this is always on yarnspirations.com. I just never see it on yarnspirations.ca. But maybe I've always overpassed it because of my color blindness. It is hard to see certain things on screens. And then in person, I was like, oh, that's so pretty. So I bought 5 of these, I believe, to make a sweater, possibly. Or maybe I'll use it for amigurumi. I don't know yet, but be a nice pumpkin color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This next one I hadn't seen in person in quite a while, so I wonder if they were just, out of it, or maybe it was only being sold in the States again. I don't know. But this is Orange Crush Ombre, so it's Bernat Blanket Ombre, and I love the colors in this one, so I thought it would match really well with Orange Leaf. Really nice, and this is a newer formula one, so it was really, really soft. I always do get a little bit worried about that, but that's why I like going in person and feeling the yarn for myself with my own 2 hands. So I got this one, a second one, 3 and 4. I know I have a 5th one. My mother-in-law actually got it for me. The deal today was buy 3, get 1 for free, and they were $8 each. So essentially we paid $6 each. But she didn't need a 4th one. So she's like, you can just have it. But then we never put it in my bag. So that's okay. Another day we'll do that. You know what? I did get 5 balls of this. And I guess I'll be getting a 6th ball from my mother-in-law. And I just couldn't pass it up. Honestly, it's just so pretty. And this was the one with the least amount of skeins left. So I knew that, if I got in again to the 10th sale because they're going to extend it or something, I knew there wouldn't be any of this left. So I had to get this today. The next color that I grabbed is a solid color, and it's called Bright Sage. This is another color I don't think I've ever heard of before. This one is manufactured in 2024 July. So maybe it is a new color coming out. They just haven't put on yarnspirations.ca yet. Might be on yarnspirations.com. So it is a really nice color, and it's a newer formula. It's halfway between like a mint and a green. So I would say it's more green than mint. So it's called Bright Sage, and I got 4 of these. The speckle yarns were something I kind of hemmed and hawed on. I don't use a whole lot of them, and I know a lot of people like them for chickens and stuff, but if you are an amigurumi collector, you already have a chicken. So I don't know, I hemmed and hawed on it, but then I also thought, it'd be cute for like a stingray or a manta ray or a whale shark. It doesn't have to be chickens, obviously. So this is the color Squall. I like Snow Squall. And I believe I got 2 of these because I thought, you know what, I don't use a lot of it, so I'm just gonna grab 2. They had a whole bunch of this mystical yarn in the color Berry, and I think it's just so pretty. I like this color. So I bought 6 of them. So I plan on making a sweater out of this one for my website or for in-person sales. Because, you know, people are always asking me for neutrals instead of stripes, instead of color, and, you know, just a solid. And I'm like, huh. But I guess a good way around that is using mystical yarn because it is still varied and it's still fun for me to work with. So that's what I plan on doing with 4 or 5 of them, and then at least I'll have one left for some plushies. I do already have some of this shade. This is the mystical yarn in Gray Cloud. There was a lot there, and since I already have some and I don't use it a whole lot, I just bought 2 of these. I mean, if I would trade any of them in, it probably would be these 2, but that's okay. Because, you know, at some point I'm going to use them, whether it be for a sweater or plushies or whatever. But it is a nice neutral, and I thought, you know, if I have something already here that's neutral-ish to pair with a sweater, then we'll give that a try first before we make some plushies with it. We are now moving on to the second big bag of yarn. The next 3 skeins are the same shade, and I know it's an older formula, but it's so hard to find a nice pink. So I got 3 of these, and this is the color Pixie Pink of Bernat Blanket Brights. And I'm not a huge fan of working with this stuff, but as I said, it's so hard to find a nice pink. And every time I do make a flamingo out of it, it sells like the next time at the market, the first time I take it to market, because I think it's so bright, people see it from a distance. So that was my thought when I bought this, is to make some more flamingos because they're so popular when I make them. This is also an older formula, but I thought, you know what, it's so cute I can't pass it up. And I've never actually seen it in person before, so it was exciting to see it. And this is Dino Egg Dot. That was one of the newer Bernat Blanket colors. And yeah, I thought for plushies this would be really cute, and I bought 2 of them. Technically this one is also an older formula, but I was able to pull open the bag and it's not as thick as, you know, some of them used to be. So I figured I'd buy just 2 of them. And this is the color Posy Purple. I don't think I have seen this in person before. I've seen it on the website, but I just never purchased it. And it is really nice colors. I like these colors together. I think my mother-in-law also got some of these to make a baby blanket. She's just getting back into crocheting and knitting, so that's been fun for us to talk about as well. I don't remember how many were in the other bag that we already opened, but it looks like I got more of Bright Sage. Basically, you fill up one bag, and once your bag gets too heavy, you take it up to the front, and they give you another bag, and you fill the second bag, so that's what happened. And I already had some of these, but that's okay. And I told myself that the second time around. I was like, Melissa, you need to get more solids because I don't have a lot of solids right now. A lot of it is the old formula. So right here above my shoulder, and they're old formula and I don't reach for them as much. Here is more of the Bernat Blanket Speckle, and this is Dapple Shadow. I really like this one. It's more so gray. I think Typewriter is the one that's like half blue, half black. It's hard to tell with color blindness because they all look the same to me, but I have to go by the color names on a lot of these. So I got 2 of these. There wasn't many of the ombres left, but I seen the dark orchid color and I've worked with it before, and I really like making it into plushies because no matter where you are in the skein, I mean, depending on the size of the plushie, of course, you know, it variegates really well and it's a lot of fun. I recently made a little ghost with it and it turned out so cute because it was like a snuggler and it got like a lighter, you know, the more you've crocheted with it. So I plan on making some more plushies with the ombre yarns. I only got 2 of them, you know, if I wanted to make another sweater, and it does work out really cool into sweaters too, by the way, then I would have got more, but, well, you've seen how much I've already bought. This is another color that I don't know if I've seen in person before, but if I did, I've always bypassed it because it's not exciting to me. This is Bernat Baby Blanket Dappled in the color Peachy Keen. But I thought, you know what, there was 2 of them randomly in a box. But I thought, you know what, there was 2 of them in a box. They were, I think the last one's left. I was like, I'll buy them. So I'll make plushies out of these probably because I only got 2. Unless I pair it with something else for a sweater. It's funny when I hold them like this, they kind of look like boobies. But this is what I bought. This is not a color I work with very often. This is Pitter Patter by Bernat Baby Blanket. I don't even have to look at the shade name. I know what it is. And it is a really cute color. And, you know, I hemmed and hawed over this one. And I was like, you know, do I really want it? You know, do I not? And I bought 2. So basically the ones that I was kind of considering, I bought 2 of. I had recently made a jellyfish with this, and I had made the tentacles in this color, and it turned out really cute. So I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but probably something maybe with tentacles again. Maybe this will make some good drift the octopus. I don't know yet, but I couldn't pass it up for $8 a skein. This is another color I have never seen in person. This is Celestial Blue. I don't even know if I've seen it on yarnspirations.ca. If I did, then maybe I've just been overlooking it, but I'm pretty sure I have. But it's very similar, in my opinion, to Seaside. And I asked my husband, I was like, are these similar? He's like, no, one's green and one is blue, but color blindness. So it's really difficult, but I think it's a really pretty color and I'm excited to work with it. I thought when I seen it, you know, the first thing that came to mind was like shark or, you know, any really ocean creature. So I thought it was really cute and celestial blue. So the word celestial is just so nice. Okay, we're getting down to the bottom. This next one I had recently worked with because I had to do a swatch for my former workplace, a knitted swatch. And I was like, you know what? I forgot how much I like this one. And especially in plushies, it's really fun because it's variegated. And this is Water Slide Variegated and it's Bernat Blanket Brights. And it works out really nice. Can I remember what I made with it? Oh, it was a Drift the Octopus. I would reach over there and grab it, but I'm gonna knock down my little wall of yarn right now. So I'm not gonna grab that right now. But if I remember, I will do that before we close out this video. Yet another skein I don't think I've ever seen in person before. And if I had seen it, I definitely would have bought it. So I'm sure I've never seen it. This is the color Freesia, Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle, of course. And it is pretty thick. So like it's definitely the older formula, but I just really like this color. Like I hadn't seen this one before. And you know, I knew if I didn't buy it then, I wouldn't see it again. I didn't want to live with regret. I got two more skeins of Bernat Blanket Sparkle. And this is Planetary Purple. I have always really liked this one. I think it's just so pretty and yeah, it's the old formula, but I love the sparkle yarn. It's so nice. And who was I watching that recently made a sparkle dragon? Oh, it was a Crochet with Sammy or Crochet by Sammy. I think she had made a blue sparkle dragon and it was yarn she got at Kmart and it was so beautiful. And she sold it the first day at her market. So I was like, that's a smart idea to make a dragon out of it. And it was blue and it was so beautiful. So go watch her channel. She's great. And I love her accent, her Australian accent. This next one, I believe, is a color I haven't seen. And this is Bernat Blanket Sparkle in Golden Sparkle. I think I've ever seen like Lemon Sparkle or Sunshine Yellow or something like that, but this is Golden Sparkle. Basically, it's the same as the yellow one. This just might be a little bit darker. Again, color blindness, I don't really know, but I really like it. And I bought 4 of them. They're not gonna last me long because a friend of mine, she reached out and her favorite color is yellow. I made her the Pop-Tart and I made her that big lemon and it's, so she loves yellow and lemons and sunflowers and like, that's just her thing. So she wants a really big turtle made. So she was like, how big could you make the turtles? And I was like, well, first we have to discover or figure out how big you want the shell and then I work it from there. So we're gonna figure that out together and she's excited. So I was hoping to see yellow yarn today and I'm glad I got some. So this is gonna be fun to make. That was the last of it. So there was 4 of these and I guess we could probably count now and I will show you the yarn wall I've kind of created over here. So here is how it's looking. It keeps trying to fall over so I can make this fast as possible. So here we are, there it is. It looks so nice. And the question is now, where am I gonna put it? Of course, you know, that's always the problem with yarn, especially chunky yarn like this. And as you can see, if you've never watched my channel before, I always K-cup my yarns. I just find it easier to store them in these cubes. So if I don't put them in cubes, I can only fit 4 like of these skeins in the cube. But once I put them into cakes like this, I can usually fit about, I would say 8 to 10, just because I can kind of squish them in at one point. I will definitely be caking these up. I don't know how long it's going to take. And because I don't know how much I bought today, we're going to count it together. Are you ready to count with me? Okay, let's get to it. I don't know where to grab because I'm afraid to grab anything, so it's all going to come crumbling down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50, 51, 52, and 53. That's everything. So in total, I bought 53 skeins of yarn today. So yay, that's very exciting. Now the problem is, where am I gonna put it all? But we'll get there, and I'll probably put that clip, me putting them on the shelves and where I put them all, in this video as well. because I find that part fun on other people's videos. I love yarn organization. I told you that I would try to remember to show you Drift the Octopus in that water slide variegated color. And this is him here. I love the way this yarn works up. I really like the Drift Octopus, whatever you call it, by the Crochet Carpenter. It's a great pattern, and it's really great in variegated yarns because of the way it self-stripes. So I think it's pretty awesome, and I love its floppiness. And then I told you I made a jellyfish in Pitter Patter. So here's what it looks like. It's really nice, and I like the Pitter Patter tentacles with the Buttercup baby blanket yarn. Or I might do some time lapses of me winding all this yarn into cakes on my Stanwood yarn winder. You can buy that on Amazon, by the way. People ask me all the time which one I have. I'll link it down below for you. I bought it on Amazon Canada, but I know it's on the USA site as well. It is over $100, at least in Canada, but it's well worth it because it has a whole skein up for that blanket, and you can't find that anywhere else, I don't think. So over the next few days, I will wind up this yarn into cakes. Obviously, I can't do it all at once because it does hurt the shoulder quite a bit when you're doing this for, hours in a row. So I'll probably do a few per day, and then, I can take my time with this video, which is nice. I had 2 Temu orders arrive this week, so I figured, I might as well just put it into this video. So let's get into it. First thing I bought was one of my free items. It's to clean the, the little ridges like in the windows and the windowsills because they're so hard to get into. And this has 3 rows of bristles, so I thought, I'm gonna give it a try. I don't even think I paid for this one. I think this was one of my free gifts, so that was pretty awesome. And, any tool that you can use for cleaning to make your life easier, get it. I also, on top of this, but it's already downstairs, so I'm not going to go get it, I bought a really long bristle brush. So the bristles are probably like this, maybe 14 inches. So 14 inches, and then with a long handle, and it gets into the crevice of like the lint trap. So sometimes, the lint falls down in between the panels. So that's what that's for. And I was like, okay, so that's pretty cool. And that thing only cost me like $1. So I was like, to make my life easier, I'm going to buy both those things. I bought this yarn. I'm going to send it back. I'm going to return a few things, so this can go with it. Normally, I would just give this to my market friend, Lori. Hi, Lori. But, since I'm returning other things, I'm just going to send this back as well. It wasn't expensive or anything, but I just don't like how thin it is. I don't like working with that type of yarn. I was able to get some more 16mm eyes. I've already gone through quite a few of them just because it's probably my most used size when it comes to, like $15 plushies. So a lot of the times I'll use these for possums, for my little palm turtles, for some cows that I just made. So 16s are probably the most popular. I don't think I realized, but I bought 2 packs of the 12mm slit eyes. I like to use these for my little $5 mini kitties. So I got some with like those type of paperbacks. They're like scaly. And then these ones are just like the standard sparkle. And I do use these quite a bit, so I was happy to get those in. It does drive me crazy though when certain suppliers put the little paperbacks in with the plastic pieces because I find they get squished pretty easily. So I can take those out of there, put them in a little separate baggie. I do keep things in like a big organizer thingy now, which is quite nice. I was using those little drawers for a while, but every time I opened one of the little drawers, like those little dollar store compartment things, it would like wiggle, and I'm like, I don't want these to spill. So I just started using like one of those big plastic organizer things from the dollar store. I got some more of these carabiner clips for the bag charms. When I do my $5 day, I wanted to get a lot of these done or ordered in so I could have like enough. I do need to count how many I do have and see if I need to order more of those wire rings to complete like the bag charm. And also, like, depending on the $5 item, these are good alone as well by themselves. So we'll see. I have to count how many I have and maybe place another order. I'm not sure just yet. I also got some 14mm black safety eyes, 16s and 14s are very popular in my world. So figured while I was ordering, I would order more 14s as well, because I usually go through the 16s really fast. And then once those are done, I can most of the time substitute the 14s. This is another thing I'm going to return. I thought it was a lot bigger. I didn't want something like, you know, massive, but I also wanted something that at least had like a clicky thing when you spin it. It's a prize wheel. And I was going to use it for my market booth. Not exactly sure what I would put on it, but like, you know, $2 off, or, you know, spin the wheel for $1. You could get $2 off, you could get $1 off, make your money back, or you could get like $5 off a plushie, or you get like a free $5 mini plushie, or a free $10 plushie. So that's one of my thoughts there, or like a mystery plushie type thing, so I can get rid of some old stock. So that was my thought. It's just too small for what I want it for. Here's the package that just arrived today. I don't even know what's in here because I ordered this, it feels like forever ago, but probably like 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, hell yeah, that's amazing. I was wondering why that package was so big and like weird shaped, and this is why I forgot I ordered this, and I'm so glad I did. It's a possum. This cost like $4, and I've had it in my Temu cart forever. But then, you know, there was a promo where you buy so many things in your cart and you get so many of them for free because they've been in my cart for a while. So I was like, yes, I need this now. And I'm soon to get my office painted here, so I'm excited. I don't know what color I'm going with yet. I gotta figure that out last minute like I always do. And this is gonna be one of the centerpieces. Isn't he funny? I love him so much. So I have him balanced up there now. He's just hanging off these little connector circle things on the cube shelves for now. I gotta think of a funny name for him. Next up out of the bag is, oh yes, I ordered this for the bedroom, just because the charging cable I have right now is like 14 feet long and I hate it. I thought this was a little bit bigger. It was definitely supposed to be a lot longer than this, but that's okay. It's cool that it has the 3 prongs on it, so I could use it here in my office for something. I'm really picky about phone cases because I drop my phone probably like 4 times a day at least. Usually inside and like I'm good, but that being said, I have to have a case where there's a bit of a lip over the front of the screen, because we all know iPhones are glass, and I have a screen protector and everything, but it just makes me a bit more confident, I guess, in my day if it has a bit of a lip over the front of the screen. So let's take a look. It does. Yeah, that's so exciting. Okay. All right, so you see right here, there's a lip. That's what I need to have. So I'm excited. I can't really show you my phone in it, obviously, because I film on my phone, like on my iPhone. So, oh, it's so cute. I've never actually had one of the 3D ones, but my friend had one. I was like, can I just like feel your phone in it? Right, because I've never had one of those. And like, it felt better than I thought it would. So I at least wanted to give it a try for Halloween season, and oh, so cute. But who am I kidding? I'm gonna put this on right after the video. I know it's only August, but I'm starting my Halloween, fall girl summer early this year because of the heat wave. I'm just craving it. And because of the heat wave we've had here, our poor maple tree out front is already shedding its leaves, and there's, you know, a lot of orange on it already, which I don't mind, but it's just sad to see because it's only August, and because of the dry spell and the heat wave, it hasn't had really any moisture. So that's why it's dying fast this year. We did get some rain the past 2 days, and I'm like, please keep raining, because we need it so bad. But like, we go outside to play in the backyard and it feels like you're walking on straw. It's so dry. Next is whatever this is. They're little mini chalkboards. I figured I wanted these for my market booth just because I have been printing things off and hanging them on just like on the little buckets that I use. But now that I'm taking 2 tables, I don't want to use buckets all the time. So I would like to have, you know, like my big cube of possums up there. You can see it up there. I would like to have all, you know, 20 possums on the table with a little sign next to it, rather than using, you know, 20 different price tags and just doing it that way, you know. So I wanted to order some of these. There's 3 in this package. I'm hoping there's 3 more in the other package. I'm pretty sure I ordered 6. Honestly, I never know what I ordered. I'm pretty sure it was 6. Assuming these are my chalk markers. Crazy, when I was a kid, we didn't have chalk markers. And they do work well. I used to use them at my corporate job all the time for things. These are my liquid chalk markers. Hopefully they work really well. When I had my corporate job, I would just order them through Amazon. You know, they would come to the office and stuff, but for personal use, I thought I'd try Temu. You know, every time we talk about, you know, something around the house, you know, Steve always says like, well, next time you're on Temu, why don't you take a look for it? And usually they have what we're looking for. So, yay. Next up is more safety eyes. And these are size, no, it says 160 bags, including spacers. Last time I had ordered from Temu, I got And I said to Steve, I was like, I need to order more of this because this is honestly the sizes I use the most. As you can see, it's already empty. But they weren't labeled, but luckily on the Temu listing, they had like the sizes per compartment. So I just had to go in with a Sharpie and mark exactly what sizes they were. So they were size 30, 24, 20, 22, 16, and 18s. And this was perfect. So that's exactly what this is. It just didn't come in the plastic thing. So I'm gonna keep these together. Oh, another phone case. You know, free things are free things. So this one has a cute little ghost on it with a pumpkin latte, it looks like, or pumpkin spice latte, whatever. It does have a lip on it, so that's nice. At this time, I'm gonna keep it in the little package just because it's lighter in color and I don't want it to get dirty or anything, even though it would be in the closet in a bag. I'm gonna keep it in this little bag. Now that is quite nice. I do like the silicone one more. This is a hard plastic, and hard plastic is what I use now, yes, but I don't know, I'm just really excited about that purple one. So this is cute too though. I wish my best friend also used iPhone, specifically an iPhone 13, so we could, you know, coordinate, but she uses a Google phone. I ordered this visor from my mother-in-law because she does a lot of gardening, and the top of her scalp, like she's really thin hair, like her scalp burns quite a bit when she's outside, but she really wanted something that would cover her head just a little bit, but not all. And then she had bought a visor and she was just going to attach some swim fabric to it, and we were going to do it that way, and she still might do it, but she was like, well, if you ever see one when you're out and about, blah blah blah. So I had just searched sun visor on Temu and there was quite a few options, but I thought, you know what, for like $2 I'm gonna at least give it to her and see if she likes it. I might keep it for myself if she doesn't like it. It is, yeah, it's not bad. Next up is a mystery. I have no idea what's in here. These are a lot bigger than I thought they would be, because in the picture they looked really small. But that's exciting because I won't lose them as easy. So these are these little sewing scissors that you see everywhere. Yarn scissors, sewing scissors, whatever scissors. And I thought they were really cute. And I think they were only like, maybe like $2.50. So I like how they're iridescent. I thought that was pretty. I keep misplacing the ones in my office because they're really small, just like cheapies from Walmart. From the sewing section. They're so small I keep losing them, so I just wanted to have an extra pair or two here in my office. And these are also 14mm, so I must have accidentally ordered these twice, but as I said, some of these were free gifts from Temu, so I just added them to the cart. So I could return one of them, might keep them, I don't know yet. Next up, another mystery. Oh wait, oh, I know what this is. I was so excited about this. So we recently went out for my stepdad's 70th birthday party, and we walked in, we went to Eastside Mario's, which is a restaurant. I don't know if it's in the States, but it's in Canada. Kind of like an Olive Garden. They have the breads, they have like the bread for the table and like the salad and stuff. So it's like a Canadian Olive Garden. And so I walk in and I said to my Aunt Maria, I was like, oh my God, I love that necklace. And she was like, oh, thank you, you know. And then she took it off and she's like, you can have it. And I was like, I'm not gonna take your necklace. I said, I liked it. I said, it's beautiful, because I couldn't stop staring at it because it was so sparkly. She goes, no, just take it, it's fine. I was like, I'm not gonna take your beautiful necklace. She goes, it was from Temu. And I was, because she and I are both addicted to Temu, obviously. So I was like, oh my God, really? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, now that you told me that, I'm gonna order my own, because hers was like a silver metal color and I look good, like better with a gold. So I found the necklace in gold and it was easy to find. It was just a butterfly necklace, and I'm hoping it's nickel free, because if it isn't nickel free and has nickel, I'm gonna break out real fast and I'll have to throw it out, which kind of sucks. But isn't it beautiful? It's just so sparkly. And of course in restaurant light they have like the pot lights and the track lights, so it looks even sparklier, but oh my goodness, it's just so pretty. And I was like, I love that. I love butterflies. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna order that for, I don't know how much it was. I'll put the price up here for you because I'm curious now too to know what it did cost. The last thing in my Temu order is something that I order all the time off of Amazon, and I just wanted to see if they had it on Temu, and they did. Backstory kind of, there's a purse on Amazon, like a women's purse, that I buy all the time. And they have like 26 different designs on Amazon, so I think I'm on design number 12 right now. Like I've been ordering them for years, and honestly, to use the same purse over and over again is great because you know where the pockets are. You know where you keep things in each pocket. And it's just the perfect purse for me. So it's a crossbody bag, and I'll show you the design I got this time. So it was very exciting to find it on Temu because I think I paid $12, and I usually pay around 26 or 30 for them when it's on Amazon. So it's crossbody strap, it's a long strap, and I thought for fall this one was really pretty. And I know it's the same brand because it has this tag on it, Rumati. I think, well, the Rumioti maybe? I can't pronounce that second word, but I buy these all the time, and as I said, I'm on design number 12, I think, from the Amazon list. And on Temu, I think I found like 50 more designs, so that was very exciting. And I believe in my purchase that I have in the mail right now. There's a nice blue summery looking one. I'll probably save that one for next year, but I thought for the fall this was really pretty. And the one that I currently have, I've had for a few months now. I probably get a new one every 8 months or so. As I mentioned, I've been ordering these for years. It goes back quite a while, but I really love these, and I was excited to find them on Temu, so that was great. So how I work mine, if you're curious, in the back is where I always keep like my cash and like larger like coupons or gift certificates or even just big papers. So that's where I keep my cash and like my change in Ziploc bags. I hate change. I have a little first aid kit that my sister-in-law got me years ago that I keep on the side, and then the other side has poop bags for Larry or for Steve when we're out. The inside has like a zipper pocket, so that's usually where I keep like Advil, medication, etc. And then of course there's a big pocket on the inside for my puffer, my phone, sunglasses, whatever. And then they also have 2 little pockets here, and I really don't keep anything in those, to be honest with you, maybe like lip gloss. And then some designs of this purse, they have 3 zippers on the outside. This one has 2, and that's fine. And the front zipper is usually where I keep like my debit card, etc., driver's license. And then this pocket right here is actually quite large. It's more surprising how much you can fit in that. So that's where I keep the small things. Sometimes lip gloss, sometimes floss. Just, you know, the small things that get lost in the very bottom of your purse. So that was very exciting to find these on Temu, and I'm very excited to order more, obviously. That's really exciting. I usually buy one for Christmas for myself as a gift, and then if the one that I had right before it is lasting quite a while, then I save it as a gift for myself for my birthday. I just love this purse. I think honestly I've been ordering these since maybe 2019, so right before the pandemic. So it's been a while, and I love them a lot, clearly. So that was everything in my Temu order haul. Thank you so much for watching along with me as I unboxed everything. I just figured it'd be fun to do in this video. I was hoping that my second Temu order that I was talking about would arrive this week, but it hasn't, and it's already late on Thursday, and I do have plans tomorrow. My mother-in-law and I were going to a play, and I'm excited for it. It's called Beehive, and it's like a 60s musical medley. She loves that music, and I do too, so I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a fun time. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to go to the warehouse sale. Sorry I couldn't do any filming. There was just no lighting in there, and it wouldn't have turned out anyway. I hope you enjoyed my Temu supplies. I really like my my possum painting. I think I'm gonna name him Pablo the Possum. I think that's what I came up with earlier this week. And next week I'm actually getting my office painted. I believe I did mention that. I do have to get started on, you know, moving the yarn and clearing a few things out of here for Karen to come in and paint. In the meantime, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. But thank you so much for your recent subscriptions. It's fun to see my channel grow and my audience continue to climb. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much. Please remember that you are strong, you are beautiful, you are loved, and the world appreciates having you here. I will see you next Sunday.